Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome back to the iPrince Sword series, and today I'll be making Keening from the Elder Scrolls series. As you can probably tell, this project is already primed, partially painted, and broken. So basically, before I started making swords for money, I made this sword for one of my friends, and it recently fell off of a shelf and broke, and this is because it didn't have a metal rod in the center of it. So my friend brought it back to me and told me, please fix it, and you can paint it too. So that's what I'm doing. Some real quick stats about Keening. It took 2 days, 17 hours, and 34 minutes to print. The dimensions of Keening are 7.5 by 2 by 25 inches, and the final weight of this particular model was 11.7 ounces, but when I make this project again in the future, I'm going to have a metal rod all the way through it, so I'm assuming it'll be a little bit heavier. This project had an absolute ton of pieces. Each individual bolt was its own piece that needed to be glued in. All of the spikes are their own pieces. The centerpiece alone is around 3 pieces. The blade is 3 pieces. The bars on the side are 4 pieces. The handle is 2 pieces. It's crazy. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about the actual repair of this project, so if you want to see more about clay and sanding, go watch some of my other videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. But for the repair, the first thing I decided to do was glue the one spike that had broken off back on. And to do this, I just used some Gorilla Super Glue to stick it back on there. Pretty easy. When you have small pieces like this, usually super glue is the best option and sometimes even the only option. So that's what I did here. And to glue the handle back on, first, I had to drill a hole both in the handle and in the centerpiece of the sword, and then I trimmed a thin metal rod to length and completely coated it in Gorilla Super Gel. It's a lot like super glue, except it's just not as runny, so it was more likely to stick to all of the infill that I had just drilled out of the way, and then I stuck the handle back together. Once the handle was attached and fairly sturdy, I went around with regular Gorilla Super Glue and just got the edge where the 2 pieces meet. I just kind of coated it in super glue, and just like that, the project was repaired. And because it was already primed and glued and clayed and everything else by me previously, I get to move right on to painting. I used 3 different paints for this project. I used Artist Loft Metallic Bronze for the metallic parts, Martha Stewart Crafts Cyan Pearl for the crystal blade, Burnt Umber for weathering, and I used this cyan color Sharpie marker for the crack details on the crystal itself. This is the first time I've actually ever done weathering on the channel. For this particular weathering layer, I just took the burnt umber onto a really small brush, got almost all of the paint off of the brush, and splatted it around the seams and the crevices of the metallic piece to make it look like the rust was building up in that area. This technique is usually called dry brushing, but I'm pretty sure I'm doing it wrong. But what I did here actually worked better for what I was intending, so proper dry brushing was not used, but I don't know, maybe I could call this glob brushing? That's basically what I did. Once the weathering layer was done, and the cracks were drawn on, I hit the entire project with a layer of clear coat, and Keening was complete. If you want to see more projects from the Elder Scrolls, please let me know in the comments. And as always, there are links to the 3D models I used to create this project on my website. Please support the model creators. If you want this sword for yourself, or if you want a sword from a different piece of media, check out my website in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in episode 9.